Man, I do this, not a new kid, been a student. You're a doofus, on the real if you clueless. When I shoot shit, style too crisp, and I let it all hang out like a nudist.
Bold, brash, Brabus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future of urban mobility. Welcome to the smart #3 Brabus. My name is Tariq Azmi and this is Caricarz.com. So when we initially started planning for this shoot, we thought about putting the #3 right next to its sibling, the #1, simply because, well, they're two different models, two different offerings from the same brand. However, so you can see that was probably not necessary and redundant because both the #3 and the #1 share a lot of similarities, which we'll detail in a bit. And you can also see the similarities in the range-topping Brabus variants for both cars because they share quite a lot of the same sporty infused design all around. But overall, between the two, I personally like how the Brabus version is executed in the #3 over the #1. Okay, in a nutshell, the #3 is effectively the sportier coupe roofline version of the #1, but it also sits slightly wider and a little bit longer over the #1. This also explains why the #3 has a more aerodynamic, low drag design compared to the #1. But apart from those differences, you will still find quite a lot of very familiar and very tasty, such as the CyberSpark's LED headlights, as well as the active grille shutter. Now in this Brabus version, you'll also find some very tasty 20-inch alloy wheels that also come with the Brabus branding, some lovely stowaway door handles, plus very sporty frameless windows. And whilst we're still up front, you'll also notice in the #3, the smart logo on the side is not in the C pillar, but it's in the front quarter panel in the #3, and this also lights up at night. And now we move to the rear quarter, where you will find the #3 in Brabus form as tested features a much more prominent rear spoiler, matched with a rear bumper that's a lot sportier with a more prominent faux diffuser element in its lower half. Now here's one of my favorite quirks about the #3 Brabus in the rear quarter. As you can see, it's a very nice, very minimalist, very sleek looking thing, apart from the addition of this full width LED taillight bar and the tasty blacked out smart and #3 emblems. Now you're probably wondering, where is the tailgate release button? Well, it's right in front of your nose, folks. In fact, it's right here in the smart logo, specifically the circle part in the A, and that's actually a button that you could press to pop the rear power tailgate open. Now, should you find yourself fumbling to find that button, worry not. The #3 Brabus also comes with remote activated power tailgate opening, plus a kick sensor opening. Alright, up to this point, aesthetically speaking, it's easy to deduce that the #3 has a very stylish design that's also matched with a very high build quality, and it all exudes a premium feel, and all this comes with good reason. That's because both the #3 and the #1 from Smart are designed by the one and only three-point star, that is Mercedes-Benz. Now, they are famous for the tagline of the best or nothing. Now, if that's not high-end or premium enough for you, then I don't know what is. And now we move into the cabin, where we find ourselves stepping into a world of high luxury and technology, featuring lots of premium high-end materials, a very advanced infotainment, plus a driver-focused cockpit. Okay, with the #3 Brabus's cabin, it firstly treats drivers in the hot seat with very nice steering wheel that is wrapped in both Alcantara and leather, matched with sporty red stitching accent. Comes with the Brabus logo in one of the spokes that also lights up at night. It's a very nice touch indeed. I also love the fact that it has physical controls present and they're intuitively placed. You will find all the ADAS controls on the left side of the wheel, whereby on the right side of the wheel you will find the infotainment controls instead, and these are all intuitively placed. They're very easy to master, and I'm glad that physical controls, especially for the infotainment, still exist and is within reach for the driver, because as you can see, it's a trend that most brands, including one called Tesla, likes to cram every native vehicle control into the center infotainment touchscreen. I am, for one, not a big fan of which, but I will not disagree that it gives a very nice, clean, minimalist look to things. I'm glad that Smart still gives you some physical controls and is very easily reachable in the steering wheel. Okay, whilst we're on the infotainment still, I'd like to point out one very interesting addition in the #3 that you won't find in the #1, and that is the digital smart companion. In the #1, you get a fox, but in the #3, as you can see, you get a very nice cheetah. Now, why a cheetah? because cheetahs fast, agile and sporty. 3 things that the hashtag 3 aspires to be exactly. Roar! Okay, we're still in the front half of the cabin, and as you can see, the front row seats are semi-bucket types. Very nice, very comfortable, and they are very plush too because they are upholstered in a combination of leather and microfiber, and the execution is very stylish and sporty because you'll find sporty red contrast stitching accent, plus the Brabus logo stitched into the headrest. Bonus fact, it gets matched with red seat belts. Very nice. Very plush, very comfortable. I also love the fact that it has power adjustment plus memory function. But all this pales in comparison to what I'm about to say next. Let's not hide the fact that your country very hot lah way. Oh, luckily the hashtag 3 Brabus comes standard equipped with built-in front seat ventilation. Alright, now we move into the back seat half of the hashtag 3 Brabus' cabin, and as you can see, this is where the bonus of having a slightly wider and longer car really shows itself, because for rear seat passengers, the hashtag 3 is very spacious, very plush, very comfortable. The comfort factor bolstered by the fact that there is dedicated rear aircon vents and USB charge ports present. The plushness bolstered by the fact that it also gets treated in the same plush microfiber and leather upholstery with red contrast stitching and red seatbelt accent. Very sporty, very spacious, very plush indeed. And you will also notice one very cool thing here, which is the massive panoramic halo glass roof. Now this is certainly a very nice addition because it brings in more light into the cabin, which in turn gives you the illusion of having more space. However, things will get hot here eventually, and that's despite the fact that this glass is heavily tinted. The hashtag 3's glass roof does not come with a retractable shade, but don't worry, Smart has a smart solution for this, which is a foldable shade that's available in the official accessories catalog. And now we cap things off with the cabin on the practicality front, and I like to touch on the boot space. It's a slightly wider, longer car, and that entails into a slightly larger boot space. In fact, there's 40 plus litres more space here. As standard with the rear seats up, you get 370 litres. But should you need more space, don't worry, there's a false floor feature here, quite nifty. And if you drop the rear seats, you will get a maximum of 1,160 litres. Alright, driving the smart hashtag 3 Brabus. Now, before we get into the fun side of things, by which I mean the performance side of things, let's get serious for a moment, and I like to touch on safety. Now, the smart hashtag 3 Brabus is effectively and literally a very smart car, and that's because it has no less than 23 high precision sensors that work together to enable no less than 21 ADAS or active driver assistance features. Now, all of which are designed to provide unparalleled peace of mind on the road, and they're all tailored for the Malaysian market as well. Effectively, Smart has you covered because all these features come as standard equipment at no hidden cost. But if you must know, this list of ADAS features includes things like adaptive cruise control with stop-go function, lane keeping assist, blind spot detection, traffic sign recognition, highway assist with lane change assist and traffic jam assist, parking assistance sensors, full 360-degree surround view camera, automatic parking assist, as well as adaptive high beam, amongst many. This is not just a sporty car to look at, it's a very sporty car to drive, especially in Brabus form, because only in this variant you benefit with a dual motor all-wheel drive setup outputting 428 horsepower and 543 Newton meters of torque, all of which juiced by a 66 kilowatt-hour NMC type battery that grants up to 415 kilometers of range rated on the WLTP cycle. Now that all depends on how frugally well you drive this car, which proves to be a challenge because this is a really sporty car. 0 to 100 takes just 3.7 seconds in Brabus rocket launch mode. The chassis, which is co-developed with Mercedes-Benz, features a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, which makes this car fantastic to carve corners with. In fact, in the famous Moose test, the hashtag 3 Brabus peaked very highly with a high speed recorded at 82.7 kilometers an hour. Now, not just very nice to handle in the high speed bits, it's also very nice to handle in the low speed bits, and I'm certain a lot of drivers will appreciate that the hashtag 3 Brabus packs a very tight 5.5 meter turning radius. Look at that, easy as pie. But in reality, why you would choose the Brabus variant of the hashtag 3? Well, you want the Brabus for its dual motor magic, which I'm going to show you in a bit. Now here's how 0 to 100 in Brabus rocket launch mode looks like. Whew! This really is a fun car, folks. I absolutely love the hashtag 3 Brabus more than I do the hashtag 1 Brabus, more so on the way it drives than the way it looks. Like I said earlier, I argue that the hashtag 3 is a more stylishly executed car in Brabus form, but in terms of driving, this is the one to have. This is the one that drives the best amongst the lot. The only additional price you have to pay is you lose a little bit of comfort. The ride is a little bit hard and a little bit stiff, but that is expected because this is the sportier version, the sportier offering in its lineup. And really, if you want dual motor fun, this is the one to have, folks. Now, if you don't mind, I want to continue a little bit more of having fun driving this car before we cover the next important bit. And now we move on to something that's rather overlooked in most reviews involving electric vehicles. That is the ease of ownership when it comes to charging. Well, thankfully, Smart is one of the very few brands that actually provides smart solutions to it. All puns intended, and with good reason. That's because one of the key features of the navigation system, the standard navigation system built into the infotainment, is that it could easily locate charging locations along your route, or with just a single tap, locate charging locations nearby you. However, that's not the most impressive part. What is actually right here in your smartphone, the Hello Smart app. It's available for Apple iOS and Android, and it is a very, very essential tool, and I'll explain why. Through this app, Smart is now the first and only car brand to offer access to no less than 6 different charging point operators or CPOs through said app. Yes, you don't need to download or use all the other CPO apps, just one app to access, activate, and even pay for your charging. Now, you can access the likes of Charge Sini, Charge EV, Jom Charge, Jentari, DC Handal, as well as Carput Zap through the Hello Smart smartphone app. Now, once you reach your preferred charging location, activating and paying for your charging through the Hello Smart app is very easy. I'll show that to you in a bit. But first, I want to highlight something very important about the hashtag 3 Brabus, which is its onboard charger. And that's because it accepts both AC and DC. AC up to 22 kilowatts, the fastest for AC around, and up to 150 kilowatts for DC, which is pretty respectable if you ask me. And now, charging. All I have to do is just whip out my phone, select my preferred charger, tap, grab the charger, plug it in, and once it's plugged in, all I have to do is just tap to activate. Okay, we're still talking about charging, and I like to highlight one very neat perk about the Hello Smart smartphone app should you be in the market to purchase the Smart hashtag 3 Brabus, and that is the fact that you could actually order your home charger through the app. All you have to do is scroll through the menu, look under Essentials, and you'll find the Smart Charge menu page, and you could tap and book for an assessment of your home before you get your charger installed. The charger costs between 5,688 to 5,988 ringgit. And that's basically everything I can tell you up to this point about what life is like with the Smart hashtag 3 Brabus. Yes, there's a lot of style, a lot of performance, and a lot of substance delivered at a very attractive price, which we will discuss in a bit. But first, I just want to add a little bit more on EVs in general. There is no better time to make the switch than now, because we have plenty of very interesting options in the market, things like the Smart hashtag 3 and its sibling, the hashtag 1. I will also add that we're about to enter a whole new era of subsidy-free fuel prices soon. Now, that's a very scary future to enter, especially if you are still hanging on to a combustion-powered car. I will also add that now is the best time to make the adoption to electric, because EV road tax is still free until end of 2025. And once we switch into the new era, EV road tax prices promises to be very affordable as compared to owning a car that has similar outputs but runs a combustion power. And now let's talk prices, and like I said, they're very attractive. Things start as low as 175,000 ringgit for the base spec hashtag 3 Pro, 215,000 ringgit for the mid-spec hashtag 3 premium. But if you want the full cream Brabus experience as what we had, it starts at 255,000 ringgit. No doubt, these are very premium pricing, but fortunately, they come with very convincing after sales. It starts with a 4-year unlimited mileage base vehicle warranty plus 24/7 roadside assist and 2-year unlimited mileage spare part warranty. Now comes the really important ones. The price also includes an 8-year or 200,000 km EV battery warranty plus an 8-year or 150,000 km high voltage component warranty. Now, I don't know about you, that's not just a deal, it's quite a steal. Yes, hashtag 3 Brabus really ticks all the right boxes for me, and I'm sure it also tickles the fancy of many of you out there who are looking for an EV that's not just sporty and stylish, but very high-tech and very luxurious. Now, if you don't mind, I want to continue driving this car a little bit more before I have to sadly return it. But if you'd like to see more content like this, please let us know in the comments below and on our social media pages. As always, visit caricarz.com/news for more information, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.